No. Oh, I got up, I didn't look. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to do the pledge of allegiance and we're going to do a prayer. We don't have a quorum yet, so, but we are going to get started.
No,
No, we can't do the pledge
no,
either?
no, no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
It's up to the
Relax,
attorney.
everybody.
Okay.
Sit back down.
Have a seat. We stand for a moment of silence. We wish to remember those who are fighting for our freedoms, both here and abroad, for our first responders, for those who made the ultimate sacrifice, and this evening for everyone who is suffering around the world. A moment of silence. Mr. Pasquitti, our prayer.
Dear Lord, bless thy servants in the ministry of public affairs who serve you in this chamber. Give us quiet minds and hearts that we may hear your voice. Help us to know when to speak, when to be silent. Give us the strength to oppose the wrong and uphold the right, and grant that we have a good conscience and soul at peace with thee and with one another. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. You're tall enough to see
I know,
tonight.
now I can see down, everybody.
You gotta count. I can't count. Like,
Just took your word.
I missed Tony.
Okay. So roll call. Councilman Asatuli?
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro?
Yes.
Councilman De Palma is absent. Councilman Desai is absent. Councilman Garcia?
Here.
Councilman Murphy is absent. Councilman Pasquitti?
Here.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli? Yes. And Council President Sohar?
Yes, and Councilman De Palma wanted me to tell you all that he is on a business trip in Arizona and that he wishes everybody a happy and healthy Halloween.
This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the official newspapers of the Township on January 14, 2025, has been posted in public places. Next open public meeting of the Township Council will be held on Monday, November 17, 2025, at 7:30 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Next will be presentations, proclamation, National First Responders Day, Mayor Walker. Good evening.
Good evening. Today is National First Responders Day, and what a great day because we're installing 2 new police officers today, too. First responders, including police officers, firefighters, emergency medical technicians, 911 operators, paramedics, and other emergency personnel, stand on the front lines of our communities, selflessly serving and protecting our citizens in times of crisis. First responders respond swiftly and courageously to emergencies, often putting their own lives at risk to ensure the safety and well-being of others. Whether in national disasters, accidents, medical emergencies, or public health and safety threats. It is in the public interest for the citizens of Old Bridge to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of first responder efforts in their respective communities. At a moment's notice, first responders are quick to respond to dangerous situations that threaten our cities, counties, and state. First responders undergo significant education, specialized training, and personal sacrifice to contribute their excellence and necessary skills to the public. We recognize the integral role that first responders have in our communities and the benefits we experience thanks to their hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and dedication. Now therefore I, Debbie Walker, Mayor of the Township of Old Bridge, the Township Council, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim October 28, 2025 as National First Responders Day, and I urge all citizens to join in activities, events, and ceremonies paying tribute to our first responders to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing the quality of life for all. I would just like us all to please give all our first responders a round of applause, and we have most of our police department here. I'm so thankful for all the first responders that we have in town. They do an amazing job. And with that, I guess we're going to install our new officers. I'm
Okay,
going to present the...
be careful there, Miss Kate.
Put this in the frame. Warren has frames if you want to say it. Push this out so you don't trip.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Montagna, and I am the Chief of Police here at the Old Bridge Township Police Department. I want to take a moment and thank all of you for being here tonight and supporting these officers. It's a great day for the Old Bridge Police Department as we officially welcome Officer John Gazzolino, badge number 321, and Officer Casey Jacoby, badge number 322, to the OBPD family. I am incredibly proud and honored to be swearing in these two young officers. I wish them both long, successful, and safe careers in service to our community. With that being said, God bless the men and women of the OBPD. Let's now first bring down Officer Gazzolino to the front. I'll read a short bio, and we will invite his family up to be part of his swearing in. John Gazzolino, badge number 321. Since 2025, John Gazzolino was employed as a police officer with the Carteret Police Department. John served as a corporal with the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves from 2011 through 2017. He holds his associate's degree in criminal justice from the Middlesex County College. I present to you John Gazzolino.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the government established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of my position of
all the duties of my position of
police officer for the Township of Old Bridge
police officer for the Township of Old Bridge
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me.
That's hard. Did it go on? We have to get tape. Okay, very good. Now it's official. When you're done, go up and say hi to the council.
Casey Jacoby, badge number 322. I'll just wait. Saying hello. Casey Jacoby holds a Bachelor's of Science degree from Rutgers University, majoring in leadership and management, and has an Associate's in Science degree from Ocean County College. Casey previously served as a Special Law Enforcement Officer, Class 2, with the Seaside Heights Police Department. Please, please welcome Casey Jacoby.
Other hand on the Bible. And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Casey Jacoby,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the
that I
people,
will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of my position of
all the duties of my position of
police officer for the Township of Old Bridge
police officer for the Township of Old Bridge
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Like a big hole in the jacket. Yeah, get that. Get official. Get out of the way.
Just want to take a moment, and I want to thank the mayor and our business administrator and our council for their continued support. Without them and their support, none of this can happen, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Public safety is our #1 priority here in Old Bridge. Our administration, myself, and our council, we all are for law enforcement. And we want to thank you for all you do for our community. Thank you.
Well, congratulations, and thank you all for being here to celebrate with them. And I'm hoping they have a great, long future here in Old Bridge. And that's what we want, to keep growing our police department and make Old Bridge the best place it can be. Have a good evening. All right, we'll let them leave.
We're going to start with opening nominations.
Yeah.
right?
Everybody have a great night. Thank you. What's the unexpired term date?
12/31/2028, 1/1/2025 through 12/31/12/20.
Wait, what is it? You gave me three numbers.
1/1/2025 through 12/31/2028.
2028. Wow. Okay. All right, now we'll begin the body of the meeting. We're very happy. Congratulations to the officers. Next will be, I'll ask for a nomination for appointment, resolution of the Township Council, Township appointing a member to the Zoning Board of Adjustments to fill an unexpired term, 1/1/2025 through 12/31/2028.
I nominate Carmela Spinelli.
Nomination by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Any other nominations? Hearing none, closed nominations. When well, we only have one person, so it's either yay or
or
nay. Councilman Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro.
Abstain.
Abstain. Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilman Pasquity.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. And Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next will be our bill list, resolution authorizing the payment of bills. Mr. Garcia.
Bill list as of October 28, 2025. Accounts payable, October 28, 2025, $14,102,958.89. Payroll, October 24, 2025, $1,274,504.31. Payroll overtime, October 24, 2025, $30,213.91. And that completes my report. Thank you.
Have a breakdown of the overtime, Anna?
Yes. We did not have any major upticks in overtime in this last payroll. The sworn police officer overtime was $16,789.86. Deduct grants, $5,600. Deduct ETO, $2,504.70, for a total of $8,685.16. We have one officer on light duty currently.
Okay, thank you very much. Do I have a motion to pay the bill list?
Second.
Okay, moved by Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilman Asatuli.
Roll call. Councilman Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilman Pasquity.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. And Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, next is public reading for second reading. H1, ordinance amending Chapter 510 of the Code of the Township of Old Bridge entitled Volunteer Incentives by amending Article 1, Volunteer Fire Companies, First Aid Squads, and Auxiliary Police, 510-3 and 510-4. I need a motion to open to the public, please.
Council Vice President, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Asatuli. All in favor?
Aye.
We're all open to the public.
Okay, good evening. If anyone in the public would like to come up and be heard on this particular ordinance, please come forward now. Okay, seeing no hands, then I'll close the public portion and go to council. I have a motion to close the public?
Motion to close public?
Motion.
Second.
Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilman Garcia or Pasquity. All in favor? Aye.
Okay. Now, does anyone on my left have a question or a comment about this particular ordinance? No? Does anyone on my right? Okay. Seeing no hands, I'll ask for a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Pasquity, second by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Roll call. Councilman Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilman Pasquity.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay. Next will be our consent agenda. I'd like to ask for a motion in a second, and then we'll go for separations and voting.
Moved by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilman Asatuli. We'll go for items for separation. Councilwoman DeCaro, any items for separation?
No, thank you.
Councilman Asatuli,
No, thank you.
for separation.
No, thank you.
Councilman Garcia,
I have none. Thank you.
Councilman Pasquity,
No separations, thank you.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. No, thank you. Council President Sohar.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so a motion and a second to approve the entire consent agenda. May I have a motion? Move it. Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli, second, please. Second by Councilman Asatuli. Roll call. Councilman Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro.
Yes.
Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilman Pasquity.
Yes.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Council President Sohar.
Yes.
6 yeses.
Okay, next will be report of the Township Clerk.
So I did have a couple items. Early voting began on Saturday, October 25th, and will continue through Sunday, November 2nd, 2025. Hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Old Bridge Civic Center. Election Day is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. Polls open at 6 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. For a list of where you vote, please visit our website at www.oldbridge.com/page/elections and click the link that says Find Your Polling Location by Ward and District, or contact the Municipal Clerk's Office at 732-721-5600, extension 2200. As a reminder, if you are located in Ward 2, District 3 and or Ward 2, District 5, your polling location has changed. You no longer vote at the Old Bridge High School. The new polling location is James McDivitt School, located at 1 Manny Martin Way. The township is taking citizen leadership applications for all boards and committee appointments for 2026. If you are interested in volunteering for a board or committee, please visit the volunteer page on the township website located at www.oldbridge.com/page/volunteer to fill out the citizen leadership form and check each board page for any open positions. The next council meeting that was originally scheduled for Monday, November 10th, 2025 has been rescheduled to Monday, November 17th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m.
Very much. Does anyone have any questions for Kate about her report? No? Okay, then I'll ask for a motion to accept it.
Motion by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli, second by Councilman Asatuli. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate. Next is Township Attorney report.
Nothing to report, Madam President.
Okay, and Administrative report, Anna. Good evening.
Good evening. Fall leaf pickup began yesterday on October 27th in wards 1, 2, and 3 and will run all week. We will begin picking up in wards 4, 5, and 6 the week of November 3rd. Paper leaf bags should be placed at the curb on Sunday evening and kept outside all week, rain or shine. Please visit oldbridge.com/recycling for the full schedule. The Township Division of Tax Collection will be open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the fourth quarter tax collection period. The tax office will also be open between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Saturday, November 8, 2025. The last day to pay taxes without interest or penalty is November 10, 2025. Payments received after November 10 will accrue interest back to the statutory due date of November 1st. For homeowners who are in our automatic withdrawal payment program, your taxes will be withdrawn on or about November 5th, 2025. For additional information, residents should contact the Old Bridge Division of Tax Collection at 732-721-5600, extension 2999. In 2025, the state of New Jersey created one combined application for the property tax reimbursement, senior freeze, anchor, and stay in New Jersey programs for taxpayers 65 or older or those receiving Social Security disability benefits. The deadline to file the 2024 PAS form with the state of New Jersey is October 31st, 2025. Applications must be postmarked by October 31st, 2025. For additional information, residents should visit www.newjersey.gov/treasury/taxation/relief or contact the State of New Jersey Division of Taxation at 1-800-882-6597. The Old Bridge Food Bank is accepting toiletry donations during the month of October. Donations can be dropped off at the Silver Linings front desk and at the Old Bridge Food Bank. For a complete list of the items needed, please visit oldbridge.com/foodbank. The John Piccolo Ice Arena opened to the public on Monday, October 13, 2025, and will remain open until March 29, 2026. For more information and for the full open skating schedule, please visit oldbridge.com/recreation or call 732-721-5600, extension 4999. And I do have one additional last-minute item that I didn't get to add. On October 23rd, I participated in a meeting with Mayor Walker and Councilman Garcia regarding the ongoing issues that we are having on Route 35 in regards to flooding. So we are seeing a lot of flooding by the Margaret's Creek Industrial Drive area during substantial storms. And this has been ongoing. The reports that I was able to gather from the police department as well as from our Office of Emergency Management dated back to 2017. So this has been ongoing. So Senator Henry, Mayor Walker, Councilman Garcia, and myself attended this Teams meeting with the Deputy Commissioner of the DOT, Joseph Bertoni, to make sure that they are aware of the issue. They are actively trying to find a solution, and they are very much aware of it to the point that ahead of any big storms, which probably we'll see that this Thursday with the rain that we're expecting, they've been staging crews and staff on Route 35 to try to get ahead of it. There's some ongoing issues. They're not sure if the water is not going into the bay, what's blocking the water going into the bay, but they're currently actually have been actively investigating the issue, and they will be reporting back to us as to what can be done. So I know myself, Mayor Walker, Senator Henry, and Councilman Garcia will stay on top of this in the coming months, and hopefully the DOT was very much willing to work with us, and we appreciate their willingness to try to get a solution. We did indicate to them that we have a school nearby in that area, so road closures make it very difficult for us to be able to access schools, emergency services to get to where they need to go. So we made all those points very clear to them. So, and I know Councilman Garcia, I didn't know if you had anything additional you might want to add from the meeting.
No, I just want to pretty much thank everybody involved, Senator Henry, the mayor, yourself, getting involved, because they've been dealing with this 7, 8 years with the flooding. They paved a few years ago, and from what I understood from a resident, it got worse. So I'm glad they're looking into it. It can only get better, I hope, especially with the weather changing and the cold weather coming, and the icing and everything else. So I'm looking forward to finally being fixed. Hopefully it's soon, rather than later, but, they are working on it. And I think they will get it done this time. So thank you for all your help.
They were very receptive. They wrote back, and they are investigating it, and they're looking at previous storms, and they're going to get to the bottom of it.
Very good. Does anyone have any comments or questions for Anna? I just want to add with the ice skating arena, please take advantage of that if you are someone who skates. It's a great place. It's been here for so many years, and really something other towns don't have. So if you enjoy doing ice skating, please stop by and see how nice it's been refurbished, right, Matt? It's a really nice place, so definitely bring the kids. Okay, I need a motion to accept Anna's report.
Second.
Moved by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second by Councilman Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Most of
carries.
all of it.
Okay, so, yeah, we're up to public comment.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. This section is open for any topic or items on the consent agenda. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the Old Bridge Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 3 minutes or less. Only one member of the public shall approach to speak to council at a time. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker is finished with their allocated time. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the corresponding department's office during regular business hours. Township clerk will regulate the time during the comment portion of our meeting. As you approach the microphone, please state your name, no addresses.
Is there anyone, are we going to open it, anyone in the public? Yep, we need a motion to open to the public.
Moved by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg-Belli, second.
Second.
Councilman Garcia, all in favor? Open to the public.
We are now open to the public. Is there anyone in the public who wishes to come up and be heard this evening? Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, my name is Stella Porto. I'm a 30-year special education administrator retiree from the New York City Department of Education, and also retired 17-year college softball coach. As an administrator, I'm also an administrator of the Old Bridge Residents Matters page. I'm representing engaged residents across our township. Ashley is unable to attend tonight, so I've been asked to follow up on her behalf on the request made of our last meeting on October 14th. We would like to thank Councilwoman Jill DiCarlo for answering our questions. These items reflected widespread community concern, and we respectfully requested updates on each. One was the pilot contract transparency. We call for all payments in lieu of taxes agreements to be published online, along with plain language summaries explaining their terms and public benefits. Warehouse development oversight. We submitted a formal petition opposing further warehouse development and urged the council to halt new approvals until a full impact reveal could be shared with the public. Budget surplus allocation. We asked for a breakdown of the reported 26% budget surplus and advocated for use for the funds to offset property tax burdens. Election season engagement, we requested that the township host public debates among candidates. We appreciated that this occurred and hope it becomes a consistent practice moving forward. Regular question and answer sessions with the residents. We propose structured, reoccurring Q&A sessions with the full council and board participation, allowing residents to ask direct questions and receive clear documented answers in one meeting. To date, we have not received any responses from anyone else on the board, and we would like to follow up emails. We appreciate your attention to these matters, and we look forward to your response. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the public who wishes to be heard this evening?
I find it easier to have a clipboard and read because I'm flaky. My name is Nina Jochnowitz. Good evening, members of the Elbridge Council, the mayor, and of course the fellow residents of our town. Tonight I urge our leadership and the majority council to meet your responsibilities to our community. For more than 4 years, we've waited for real progress on the Energy Consortium, an initiative that will provide much needed financial relief to all 70,000 or thereabouts residents of Old Bridge, including yourselves. Yet we still see no meaningful advancement, and your inaction means to the community continued faced excess energy costs. Mayor, what steps are you taking to move forward today? Chair and vice chair, what are we waiting for? Every day is a delay, which makes it harder for families to pay their bills and maintain the quality of life in this town. Now we're facing a more immediate crisis, the loss of SNAP benefits, food benefits this week. Nearly 8,000 on the estimated calculated federal numbers. Old Bridge residents rely on food benefits, including a population of students who get breakfast and lunch in our schools. What is Old Bridge going to do today to help our families and children during this critical time? Why can we not? Well, we cannot afford the vague promises to our community. We need concrete action now. During COVID, this town relied entirely on the state and federal assistance for basic needs, public safety, food banks, road repair, and other things in public works. Going back to Hurricane Sandy, direct community support was lacking by this administration, by many of the past members of this council, on this council today. Though some of you claim to serve this town, the reality is the community has not been adequately addressed in times of need. Most recently, the town auditor confirmed a reserve of only 10 to 15% is enough to sustain our rating of A+++ and protect us. So there are funds available to help our community. Instead of starting a new entertainment amenity, let's use the surplus funds to support critical nutritional needs of our community. Residents of Old Bridge want our transparency of this board. We want accountability, practical solutions, not personal campaigns, thank you very much, hoodwinking and shifting responsibility. Anita, Debbie, Kevin, Tony, Mary, and Darren, will you commit to using town funds today to support our communities? Will you call for an executive session this evening even to vote on and allocate some of the reserves for the community that's going to need it coming soon? Our community deserves leaders who act, not just talk. I urge all of you to open these accounts and provide our residents with the urgently needed money and for food at the food banks and elsewhere, healthy food, please, and complete the necessary work for the Energy Consortium. Thank you, and remember to vote. I'm running for council, Ward 6. Thank you very much. And by the way, Kevin, Darren, everybody else, you can't talk on the dais from your about the impending elections. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in the council, in the public who wishes to be heard? Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Neil Greenspan, and I'm just going to talk about Ward 3. I went through the minutes of the last 4 years, and Mr. Desai has been absent 21 times, and God only knows how many times he's been late. I didn't even put them in. Anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. And he's been absent 22 times, including tonight. And Ward 3 has not been represented for at least properly since Reggie Butler has passed away. I would like people to vote for John Riley so that we can have proper representation on the council for Ward 3. Thank you very much.
Anyone else in the audience who wishes to be heard this evening? No? Seeing no hands, I will ask for a motion to close the public portion.
Motion by Councilman Astatuli, second by Councilman Pasquitti. All in favor?
Aye.
Closed. Next will be council comments.
Councilman Astatuli.
Yes. So, some good news, right? Halloween's coming up, right? Now, let me ask everybody a question. We can all relate to one thing, right? My daughter's 15, the other one's 19. They're going trick-or-treating at 15 years old, right? Now, I know you're looking funny, Matt, right? You're looking at your kids as well, like, okay. Now, how many of us, let's be honest, right? At the end of the night, when they all come home, 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and the candy's like in their room, how many of you actually sneak in, take some, look at Matt, right? You do, right? I don't get the Almond Joys. I like the Reese's, the Snickers. By the time they wake up, they got pennies in there, right? So at the end of the day, happy Halloween to everybody. Really enjoy the holiday. But today, something's really important. And today is National First Responders Day. And I want to talk about the everyday people who keep us safe. These are the moms and dads, the factory workers, the store clerks who also happen to be our police officers, our firefighters, and our EMTs. They're not superheroes in capes. They're the same people who coach t-ball, mow their lawns, and wave hello at the grocery store. Yet when that siren goes off, they drop everything. They leave birthday parties, night shifts, or a quiet evening on the couch to run into the burning homes, to stop people from bleeding, or talk someone back from the edge of a cliff. They do it for neighbors they know and strangers they'll never meet again. They train after work, worry about their own kids while saving ours, and go home smelling of smoke, then get up and do it all again tomorrow. To every one of you in this room or listening on duty right now, I want to say thank you. You make this town feel like home because you make it safe. We see you, we're proud of you, and we've got your back. And a special shout out to the OEM coordinator who gets up at 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, no matter what, to run this town. Special shout out to Mike Patchow. We appreciate you and all that you do, and thank you for keeping this town running the way it does. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone.
Next will be Mrs. DeCaro.
I didn't realize Kate had gone.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, so first I want to congratulate the 2 new police officers that were sworn in today. That's always a wonderful day when we have, and they're so young. They look like little kids, but just shows my age. But I wish them well, and I wish them to stay safe and well, and I appreciate that that they're going to be working for Old Bridge to keep Old Bridge safe. I also do want to recognize National First Responders Day. You guys are the heart of our town, and you are there whenever you are needed. Well, you know, all the call comes in and you guys go. So happy National First Responders Day. You guys deserve it every day. So for the, just for the three people that got up to speak, Stella, thank you for getting up to speak, and thank you to Old Bridge Residents Matter Facebook page. I think you guys are a great page, and I think that your questions are good. They're very valid, and I do have some answers. I don't know, I'd like to read them tonight, and I'll also post them on my Facebook page for other people to read. I'll do that in a minute. Nina, I know you talk about the Energy Consortium, you know, every time. I don't know if we ever have answers for that. I don't know what the status is. So I'm hoping that someone does answer that question, because I know you have been asking that. So I'm hoping that I don't have that answer. And Neil, you know, I'm sorry that you're upset. Mr. Desai has had some health issues, which has prevented him from showing up to meetings, but he is present, and he does watch the meetings and is aware of everything that's going on. So just wanted to speak up on his behalf. So just as far as the questions, I'm not going to read the whole question, but for the pilots, I've discussed this at multiple meetings, and it was confirmed that the financial agreements obviously are with the developers are public documents, but I'm requesting that the documents are made more easily accessible with clear labeling so the residents can find them. I'm also requesting a user-friendly summary be added so residents can more easily understand what the agreement actually says. It's also important for the public to attend or watch the budget presentations. So this is a responsibility of the public to attend or watch the budget presentations in April and May, and attend any subcommittee budget meetings to listen to our business administrator, our chief financial officer, and our department heads discuss how their specific budgets are spent. These are all public meetings where residents can ask questions, but I do understand the frustration of not being able to have a back and forth exchange at the council meetings. I think the subcommittee, we don't usually have anybody come there, so I'm assuming that if residents do come there to have questions, that it is a little bit more of an informal setting, and I expect there's a little bit more leeway with some back and forth, as long as it's a productive exchange. But that's up to, I guess, the council president or whoever is running that meeting. As far as the No More Warehouses petition, I'm committed to doing everything I can to fight against more warehouses coming to Old Bridge. I know that's a controversial statement, but smart growth is essential, but we have enough. So let's focus more on community building and preserving our diminishing open space. And just in case it comes up again, because it came up last meeting, the property was sold by the Board of Ed, was an area that was never going to house a school, so the Board of Ed did not need that area, that land. And the developer of the Segme warehouses, after already getting approval to build by council, purchased it in order to have another entrance/exit for the proposed warehouses. It didn't spark the warehouses. They were already being done. As far as the 26% surplus to offset taxes, that's why I specifically asked the auditor about how much surplus we needed to maintain our AA+ bond rating. And he did mention 20, I remember 20%, it could have been a little under, but it also depended on other factors, you know, demographics, and he mentioned a few other factors. And based on that response, I would like to propose a resolution that we carry no more than a 20% surplus, as long as we can still maintain a high bond rating. I understand saving for a rainy day, but at what point do we say, okay, the rainy day is now? And so then the next question about the debates, obviously those debates already happened. You can watch them on the Old Bridge Township website, or you can go right onto YouTube and search them there. And I'm also open to live debates in the future. And as far as Q&A session goes, I think an informal Q&A session would be very helpful, but not just from the council, but administration, as they're the ones that produce the budget that we as council members vote on. And I'm not saying that to pass the buck at all. I'm simply saying that because they're better equipped to answer the questions. And I would gladly be willing to attend and answer questions, and would encourage my fellow council members to participate as well. The question mentions board members as well, so I'm not sure if you're referring to Board of Education members there. So, but I can tell you that since I was a member of the Board of Education, I believe that there should be more unity and collaboration between the Board of Ed and the Town Council. So if that's what you're suggesting, I would be thrilled to participate. And so those are the answers to the questions that you asked. And I hope that that helps. And I'm also open to further discussion on that. And with that, I will end my council comments. Happy Halloween to everyone. Thank you.
Councilman Garcia.
Yeah, hi, yes, thank you, and good evening, all. I'll be quick. I won't be as long. First of all, I want to thank, and actually congratulate the new officers that we just hired. Congratulations to them. Make sure we keep them safe. Congratulations, guys. Also, National Happy First Responders Day. We need our first responders. They do so much for every town, not just Old Bridge, throughout the country. So they're needed, and we appreciate all they do. So congratulations, and thank you guys for all you guys do for us. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Pasquini.
No comment, thank you.
Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli.
There's been many lies and misinformation presented by the Democrats concerning many topics, such as warehouses, taxes, pilots, infrastructure, etc. First of all, Mrs. DeCaro is the only person on this dais that voted to sell public land to the warehouse developer. The former Board of Ed sold the Mikey base, approximately 88 acres, and the property was sold, and that's where the bus depot was. So we did not sell that land. Okay, the next thing is the Brunetti property was private land. It was not our land. They were earmarked. It had a general development plan going back to the 1990s for 10,000 residential units. Do you understand the impact that would have had on our community, for the schools, for the fire, for EMS, for the police, for the water and sewer? That would have been astronomical. It would have poured more than 15,000 cars in throughout our town. If the warehouses were built south of us, in Manalapan, Marlboro, or Freehold, all we would do is get traffic going through Old Bridge. Actually, the state, if you look in Old Bridge, we have 3 lanes to Route 9, and it bottlenecks into 2 lanes in Marlboro. That's why you get traffic built up in Old Bridge. Also, because of all the development that's been forced on those communities by the state mandate fair share housing. On top of it, I want to tell you what this developer did. No other developer has done this. The developer built a golf course using the $17 million of his money. Not only the golf course, we made sure that he put a mini golf in and a driving range so families can go there and enjoy it. Also, he donated $100,000 to the Shade Tree Commission, $100,000 to the fire department. He's planning on building 10,000 trees in town. But this is the key point that I want everyone to realize with that property. It was 830 acres, not owned by the town, by the Brunetti organization. 430 acres are preserved for open space. If residents were going to be built there, do you know how bottlenecked that property would be? You wouldn't have any open space. So that's where people say that, oh, we're selling our land. It's not our land. It was a developer's land. Then when they bought it way back in time, and in the 90s, the general development plan was there. So when they talk about these things, you have to know the facts. Obviously, Mr. and Mr. Desai, Mrs. DeCaro, they have a short-term memory. They voted for the budget that was passed here. Not only that, they voted for the ordinance. And I'll tell you the ordinance number. Anyone can look it up. 2022-14. That is with SEGME. That's their financial agreement. And they have, that's the pilot program. They don't even understand the pilot program. Pilot programs are not unique to Old Bridge. They have them in Edison, East Brunswick, Monroe, everywhere. Actually, it provides money to stabilize the town. When you talk about public safety, which is the most important thing, that's what it's for. So the pilot program is for this. They still get taxes on the land. Nothing changed there, just like they're getting now from the school. Just because the school messed up, and by state statute, we don't have control of the school, just like we don't have control of the budget for the Middlesex County. They're separate entities. That's a state statute. So the pilot programs are by law, by state statutes. So what happens is, this allows them to go to the bank and get a blending. It is for the lender of this money that is stable. So you get so much money, but it escalates every year. And after 30 years, then it reverts back where it goes to taxed on for the whole project and the land. But there is money, and there's money that's going to change. And you know what this developer is going to do? With that pilot program, when you get money, it's a payment program. They're misnomer. They're in lieu of taxes. They're still getting their taxes, the Board of Ed, on the land, just like they're doing today, and they did before. We're going to get money, and it's going to help with public safety. It's going to help to stabilize our budget in town. And not only that, we're going to allocate a certain amount of money into an open space trust fund, so then we can buy land. Right now, everyone talks about open space, but there's no money to buy this open space, even if you wanted to. This is going to make an account so you can buy land. Not only that, on top of that, it's so funny they talk about those both sides of the mouth. Oh, we want open space. Yet they don't go to the state and tell them that this fair share housing, which is truly a misnomer, is taking up all the open space, because we are dictated by the state to build so many units, which is totally absurd. They look at your land mass. They don't understand the community. They don't come here and look at the community. They look geographically at a land mass and tell you, you have to build this many units. It's crazy. So, for example, and I'll just to make math easy, if they tell you you have to build 500 fair share housing units, the builder gets to build 2,500 market value. That's 3,000 units. Do you know what that's doing to suburbs all over the state? That's where it is. So you have to look at things in a balance and understand everything with it. And I know that's a lot of information, but I also want you to know, since 2012, the municipal rate has gone up 10.75%. Also, at the school rate has gone up 46.21%. While doing that, the enrollment in the school has gone down substantially. This is non-sustainable, but it's the express reason of Governor Murphy, who took away funding from our school, and the Board of Ed, who did not have a long-range plan to make adjustments at the same time. Listen, I'm not happy with Murphy did. Education is critical. It's very important. We're all for education. But by state statute, we can't take this money and give it to the school when they haven't been good stewards of their money. And so it's just absurd. It goes on and on. There's no transparency. There's no accountability at the state level. Think of this, and I said it before, you're probably sick of hearing me saying it, but obviously I want you to think about this long and hard and understand it. When Governor Murphy took office, the budget was $36 billion. Today, it is over $59 billion. Is any of our lives better? The taxes going up? This is absurd. Why did he take money away from our schools? And then we have to make adjustments for it? But as I said, the Board of Ed didn't make any adjustments for it. The $10 million they got from SEGME, that money goes into capital. But there is a state provision that they could have gone to the state and said, can we use that this time to use it in the general budget and bring down the taxes? Not that all of us our taxes are raised. Then think of this, and I say this all the time too. Every resident in this town, whether you have children in the school or not, whether they're seniors on fixed incomes, whether there's people that pay for their kids to go to parochial school, you are paying school taxes. And 60 cents out of every dollar that we pay in for taxes goes to the school. Yet we only get 16%. With that 16 cents, with that, we do the police department. It's not just salaries. It is all the equipment and technology that they need. We pay for the Department of Public Works. It's not just for their salaries. It is for their technology, for their machinery and everything they have to do. It is for the rec department, the senior department, all the heads of the departments that we have here. I think we do a good job. And you know what? I don't have to say it. Our auditor came here, sat here, so obviously they're not listening to our auditor. They're not listening to our CFO when they say that we use best practices and we have an outstanding budget. So this is very frustrating to me that this goes on, these misconceptions. But also, if you listen to the debate, you can listen, but there's been a lot of lies there. For example, we were told that we don't put money into doing our roads. That is just absurd. We put in over about $1 million a year to do our roads. When they said that we use our public property to build warehouses, they don't want warehouses. Well, I guess they wanted 10,000 residents. I can go on, but really look for yourself. It's transparent. You can see ordinance 2022-14. So if you have any questions, I'm always available to answer them for you. Thank you very much.
Yes, Council President Sohar.
All right, in closing, I'd just like to say that this has really been, as Dr. Greenberg said, a silly season. But when you say about taking and they say surplus, our fund balance, and saying we have so much left, which in reality, I'd like you guys to address that, please. But in the meantime, talk about polarizing people. You're telling the people who have children that we're basically holding back on money that they could have for their kids. Well, oh my God. So do you really think it's going to be all kumbaya when you're saying that we're holding back on the money for the schools, for the children, and for the tax relief? How about the senior village there, Cheesequake Village? How about people whose children are grown now? There's a lot to be thought about. And to say, once you put that carrot out there, you've made all the people who have children say, oh my God, what are they doing? They're not going to help us. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. And that's what hurts, because that is not the truth. We have worked hard to keep the tax rate here steady and level. We really did. And we had made a commitment, and whether you believe it or not, we feel we have done what we were supposed to do, good stewards with the money. But by telling people, knocking on doors and saying, the pilots are sweethearts, okay, that the money is there and it's not being used for the kids, what the heck is going on? So I encourage everyone, please, really think seriously about what information you're given. And think long and hard. I mean, we don't want this kind of, oh my God, all kinds of criticism and all kinds of fighting. It's crazy. We're one town. But when you start planting those seeds, it's very hard to combat them. And that's not bringing people together, in my opinion. It really isn't. And I really am tired of that. I think we had some people here tonight that had good ideas, that brought them forward. That's great. I think that's fantastic. You're a resident how many years, Nora? Thank you. You come out and you give us some information we're trying to disseminate. Thank you. And then we had a great with the poll workers, the early voting. There's a gentleman back there. He was what they called a greeter this time. He was great. People came in. They knew where to go. Good things. And residents in this town are great, all the residents. So I just want you, please, to really understand this business about money and what should be given out and how it should be given out. please, I really ask you, that's the only thing that I'm asking. Make sure you understand what's going on. And everybody have a great holiday after that. Have a very nice Halloween. And I'd like to ask the mayor and the business administration, only because they were mentioned several times, if they please could make some clarification on this money that supposedly we have.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. I know there's been a lot of talk about this surplus. I don't like that word at all, and I've been in my role now for 2 years. I know our CFO is not a big fan of that word either. If I misspoke for you, Dawn, please correct me. It's a fund balance, and when we talk about having a 20 to 25% fund balance, it doesn't mean that sitting in the bank right now is, $19 million. It means when the year ends and we are preparing for 26 budget, we are hoping to get back the 13 million that we took from this year's fund balance. So at the end of 24, we had about 19 million plus. We said, okay, we need to stabilize the taxes and keep the tax rate lower for our residents, and we took 13 million of that to be able to do so. So now we have 6 million plus in there. But emergencies come up. This past year, we had an issue with our fuel pump station that was an unexpected expense of $100-something-thousand, not budgeted in the public works budget, so it's gonna have to come out of that money to make up for it. There are things that will come up throughout the year that we will have to do budget transfers and things like that that are unexpected expenses, but having that helps us so that we can address these things. The gas pumps were an issue for our Public Works Department, our Parks Department, all of our township vehicles, Police Department, but also for the school, not being able to utilize the gas pumps for their buses. And I can say for myself, I work very well with David Wydell, the BA at the school, and I made sure that they were able to get a plan in place so that they could have gas and things like that. So these are just things that if we didn't have that money, that pump station would have been down even longer. It would have affected our EMS services and our fire departments that rely on that now would have to go to a Wawa or another gas station to get that fuel at a higher cost. So that's what it is. So today, there's not 19 million sitting there, we're just holding on to the money. There's the money that we are going to make from our traditional revenue this upcoming year that is now going to help us for 26. And let me tell you, the budget for 26 has been keeping me up since August when the state announced a 36.5% increase in state health benefits, which is what our employees are currently in. Now that I have not worked since May to try to get us into a private, a plan and things like that, there's a lot of logistics behind that, but as of now, we are going back into the state health benefits for 2026, and that's a 36.5% increase. That I need to look, how am I going to budget without cutting services, without cutting programs, and still try to slowly expand our police departments and our public works and parks and engineering and continue those roadway improvements? How am I going to do that and still keep the taxes low? That's with the fund balance. That's how that is done. Instead of 13 million, maybe we take 14 million next year, 15 million. We want to stay under that 2% cap as much as we have. And this year was 1.5%, 1.58, I'm sorry. And in 24, it was 1.50. So we're trying to keep that cost as minimal as we can, because we are also conscious that the other half of the school increase is going to come in next year's taxes, because obviously they operate on a different budget schedule than we do. So I know we talked about, Ms. DeCaro invited, having conversations with the public. Any emails that I get, people will tell you I don't sleep. I answer them pretty quickly. I won't email you at 3 a.m, but at 7 a.m., that email is ready to be sent. If you have questions, you're welcome to call my office, email me, and we can discuss. But I appreciate, I think Councilman DeCaro did say this, and I think Vice President Greenberg-Bali brought the point home as well, is just educate yourself. Come to our budget meetings, come to our subcommittee meetings so you can really see, The pilot thing is also a little bit of a lot of misunderstandings behind what pilots are and how they benefit the town, they benefit development in our town, but also how it benefits the greater community at large as well. But just so you know, in our budget, which is on our website, that shows our anticipated revenue for this year, the only anticipated revenue that we had for pilots was about $423,000. So when people think we're swimming in the money and we're getting millions and millions of dollars from these pilots, that's not the case. So, and out of the current pilots that we have, 2 are considered traditional pilots, which are from the 90s or early 2000, if I'm not mistaken. And the other one is from the hospital, which is not technically a pilot. It's just a kind of contribution that the hospital makes to the community. And 2 are for our Mar Manor and Costello homes. So again, this information, it is on our website. We can certainly make it a little bit more visible. You're welcome to open requests. We'll send whatever information that we have. But if you have any general questions, please attend our budget meetings next February, March, and April as we look to adopt for 26. And we will continue working. I will work with the school board, as I have been, with the business administrator there, David Wydell, with the new superintendent that I believe was, voted on tonight. I will continue to work with them. But again, we have to also think about the residents of our town, and we have to make sure that that money is available for them. So it's not 19 million sitting in the bank today. It's the 6 million that was left over from 24, the 13 million that we used, and hopefully we'll make up all of that 13 million that we borrowed essentially from our fund balance so that we could do the same again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. We have to keep in mind our employees have to be paid no matter what goes on. They have to have their health care. We put into their pension, which they deserve. So there are so many obligations to be met, and that's fine. We're meeting them. But we really don't have that kind of wide berth in order to take money, which now, how much is there? What is that? I don't even know in comparison to the Board of Ed budget this year. Do you know, Mrs. DeCaro, what it was? The Board of Ed budget this year?
Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not on the Board of Ed.
Okay. No, I didn't know if you had been to any of the meetings.
No.
But I do. What is it?
It's probably about 160 million.
160 million. Okay, so it's a big budget.
You have to educate over 8,000
Yeah, no.
people.
Listen, my children went through the system. I get it. But what I'm saying is for that minuscule, really in comparison amount of money, how much was left? 6 million. I get it. But what I'm saying is for that amount of money that's left, to make everyone, when I see people in Acme say, why can't you guys, you got all that money? And I'm like, where? Okay, where?
It's a school's responsibility.
No, but
and the
Anita,
state.
it's a perception. People feel very, very passionate about that. You people pushing, carts with little kids in it. I mean, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. There's not that kind of money all there that we can just give it out. And I really get upset.
I'm sorry, can I just add one more thing? I know it's gonna sound really irrelevant, but support your local food bank, just the same way the township does. Our employee, Leah is our food bank coordinator and Kristen is our food bank manager. And they've been working nonstop this year to do these food drives in the community and amongst our employees. So our employees are dropping off donations almost daily to the senior center and food bank to bring to the food bank. Yes, they are. It's going to get a little rough over the next few months. As the food bank manager years ago, I went through a government shutdown and I saw that increase at the food bank and what that meant. But I know that Matt and his staff are making sure that the shelves are stocked. We're relying on our community partners to help us get through our big Thanksgiving distribution. PBA and the SOA are huge supporters of the food bank. So we are doing everything we can for our food bank. And I'm sorry to get on this soapbox regarding the food bank, but I think it is important to note that this council, everyone on this council, our mayor, our employees, everyone is supporting our food bank. And our staff is prepared to, unfortunately, see potentially an increase in need and services over the next month.
I hate to tell you, Matt, we're going to blast out an HOA Day of Giving, so get ready to drive that bus. But anyway, okay, so I will ask for a motion.
Mary,
Oh, yes.
can I just add something?
Oh, sure.
I know it's election season, and I've been sitting here, I'm getting so upset listening to what's been going on, some irresponsible statements out there about our fund balance. It would be so irresponsible of us to deplete that. We had a Sandy, we had COVID, we were able to survive that. Our auditors sat right here and told us how it was good to have a fund balance, because if we didn't have it, we'd be in trouble. And he even said we could even afford to have it a little more of a fund balance. How irresponsible would it be to give that money away, destabilize the town, and give it to the Board Ed, which would be a drop in the bucket to their budget? It would be nothing, and it's a one-shot revenue. That's all it would be. Next year, it wouldn't be there, and then the town would be destabilized as well, and we would have to raise the taxes. So it's not fair to the residents. And as far as the pilots go, it's very upsetting to listen to people backdoor deals. That's so upsetting. It's all public record, these pilot programs. It's accessible whenever they want to see it, they can. It makes me very upset about this pilot thing, and it's a tool that municipalities have. See how tonight we increase our police force? People want public safety. It's a way for a township to get new policemen. Our public works department, our town is growing and growing. We need new employees. We only get 16 cents on a dollar. This is such an important tool for municipalities. And people are not going to build, because if they don't have a set payment plan over 30 years, the school taxes go up all the time. Nobody's going to build anything, and we're going to lose a revenue source. And the Board of Ed is getting quite a bit of revenue stream from the Target and the ShopRite and things like that.
The school gets 60%
60
of the
cents on
dollar.
the
How
dollar.
much more do they need?
All right, Mr. Pescetti, we have to stop. We have to remain. You didn't want
I just wanted to say about the surplus, we're not hiding money under mattresses.
All right.
And Moody's gave us the bond rating, which enables us to borrow money at a very low rate.
Did you want to say something?
Good.
Okay, he's getting it.
So I'm just getting a little antsy because I hate the word pilot, because it's a misnomer. They're financial agreements. And because it was referred to, land taxes continue to be paid. They get paid at the assessment established by the tax assessor. Financial agreement allows the land taxes to be continued to be paid. And I mentioned this last time. And so not only does will the school continue to receive their portion of the land taxes, because of the fact that the land that was formerly either, in the instance of the assisted living facility on 516, a dilapidated building where the assessed value was basically nothing, and or where the warehousing that Segme built, which was undeveloped land, the assessments were relatively low. Because they got their approvals, the land assessments increased. So what happens because the land assessments increased, there's more land taxes being paid to all the taxing entities, including the school board, school district. And again, but for the financial agreements that is permitted by state law, these developers will not develop. You got to remember, the Segme project alone, as far as the investment from the developer, is close to $1 billion. Who here is going to take $1 billion? And I mean, I've been working with the developer. He's not a mega corporation. It's an individual. He's risking. That's all his risk, because the fact that he believes in Old Bridge, because it's an appropriate place to build, and he wants to be here. The only thing people have to realize, and again, I mentioned before, warehousing development in New Jersey was stagnant for almost 15 years. And it's a little interesting that Old Bridge, being where it's located, the fact that there were no warehouses built, a lot of that because there was no demand. So obviously, with the onset of COVID, where I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, buy stuff from Amazon, buy stuff online. Now, I don't, never have, so it can't blame me for warehouse, but that's the way people shop. So if you're going to shop that way, products need to be stored somewhere. So it's a supply and demand. And the whole idea of financial agreements, again, there's no big mystery. You talk about basically you have the land taxes, which are assessed by the assessor. They continue to be paid. On top of that, it's called a service charge. The service charge is on the improvement. And that basically is typically based upon one of three ways. Gross revenue, so you look at the rents that the landlord, the property owner has, and there's a percentage of gross rents that's negotiated under the statute. It can go from anywhere from 10% at a minimum up to whatever number you negotiate. and/or there's another, it could be based upon $1 per square foot. Again, it's negotiated, and that gets increased usually over the length of the financial agreement. Under the statute, they're typically 30 years. Under certain circumstances, they can be expanded up to 35 years. And/or then there's a percentage under the statute of your conventional taxes, and that gets phased in over time. And again, the reason is that you have a developer, again, because we're talking about segmenting the warehouses, of someone who basically put out over close to develop it. He's got to pay construction costs. He's got to have a construction loan. He's not generating any revenue because it takes time to build. He doesn't. The financial agreements do not kick in until a TCO is issued. The TCOs actually were just issued. So for a number of years, he's building, he's investing, he has construction loans. There's no revenue coming back to him. And that's true for any developer. So, when I hear, again, sweetheart deals, no, there's no sweetheart deals. That's just the way business operates. And the fact that you have people who choose to come here in Old Bridge and develop significant development. Again, not every municipality has that benefit. And yeah, they're warehouses, but these are strategically located. They're there for a particular reason. The engineering and planning department made sure that not only the golf course, there were road improvements that were required that the developer has to invest in, up to another $13 million of his own dollars, right? That had been on the township's master plan for years, but were a pipe dream. Because to try to get transportation to go from one side of the town to the other, because nobody was building these roads. These are significant investment, but for these types of projects, the town couldn't afford to do it, wouldn't be able to do it. So, it's not a negative. And again, they are negotiated. These agreements are subject to the way they come about through state law, how you can charge us through state law. And but for the fact that you would have these financial agreements, and it's the incentive that allows them to develop. Otherwise, as Councilwoman Greenberg-Belli indicated, you would have had close to 10 to 12,000 residential units where those warehouses are. Think about that. Think about that, right? You talk about the school having to spend money. Could you imagine if with that number of residential units, what it would do for your school budget? And then for your municipal budget? And the comparison to the return on the investment from the town's perspective, the services provided for a warehouse are typically zero, right? So, for most municipalities, warehouses are basically a positive because there are no services, you get good return on your investment, the developers typically go above and beyond because you can negotiate things that you typically cannot do when you get approvals as the way it's zoned. There are things that you can get in these developers agreement that normally under the municipal land use law you cannot get. For example, a golf course. That again was on the township's drawing board for I don't know how many years. All right, so that was something the town wanted to do. They didn't have the investment because again, you want open space. Well, that's a form of open space because the town doesn't have those resources. And again, it was mentioned the fact that, and former Mayor Henry had indicated that as part of these financial agreements, that a portion of those funds would be dedicated for open space acquisition, so that you can go out and acquire those lands. So that actually is proper planning. And I'm not, again, because I sit here and I'm not trying to preach. I've sat where all these individuals have sat. I was an elected official. I get it. And you have one of the best, and I'm not blowing smoke because I don't say this lately. You have one of the best planners that I've ever dealt with in the state of New Jersey. I'm not just saying that. I've dealt with lots of planners everywhere. And there are more developers who really, they're resistant to come here because of the fact that Vina, myself, the first answer is usually no, you can't do that. So, let's work through the process. So nobody was handed anything here. Nobody. I can assure you that nobody was handed anything. There were no sweetheart deals. I guarantee you go around these municipalities, if they look at the financial agreements that Old Bridge got, I know, they're like, how did they do that? because other people have gotten back to me and told me that. That's reality. That is reality. So without these financial agreements, without this type of development, the school board would be in a worse situation than it is now. And this council, again, continues to work in that way. And the other thing about the budget, what municipalities can spend on, it's regulated. They just can't be writing checks to anybody and everybody. You have a budget process. It's what the towns can spend, the state dictates what appropriations can for. And unless the Constitution or state statute says you can spend on something, you can't do it. So they can't be writing checks to the school board saying, hey, you guys have a deficiency, we're gonna write you a check. It doesn't work that way. They have a budget, they need to work on the budget. This town works on its budget, and they have a budget process that's open to the public, more than, again, most municipalities do. So, again, facts are important, the truth's important, but everything's out there that anybody in the public needs, they can get from this town. I'm sorry, but I just need to say that.
And this is what the residents want to hear. And I'm glad that because you're all mad at me for saying things, now that they heard a lot of this
I'm not mad at you.
explanation.
I've said this before. I've said it multiple times. It's a matter of clearing the air and telling the truth, because a lot of it comes back on me as a township attorney. So that's what the issue.
You don't think of me right. Okay.
Motion
All
to
right,
adjourn?
before we go into that arena, let's ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Asatuli, second by Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Roll call, Councilman Asatuli.
Yes.
Councilwoman DeCaro. Yes. Councilman Garcia.
Yes.
Councilman Pasquini. Council Vice President Dr. Greenberg Belli. Yes. Council President Sohar.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone have a good evening.
Motion
Have a
carries.
safe home.
8:52.